Well, hello me lovelies, it's me Ned Natter and I'm here to chatter. Hope I'll get to brighten your day. I love to gossip after a long day of taking care of things down here on me Florida farm. Anyway me lovelies, first up, it's great to be with you again. Thank you so much for your lovely comments and messages. Today I want to natter about a few things, but first up I need to mention that I don't talk about the news and current affairs. We're all sick and tired of it. And you don't want me reminding you of everything you've already seen and heard, do you? Me show's here to give you a break from it all, a good laugh, even if it is only once a week on a Wednesday. By the way, you can always listen to all me shows again at the website, nednatter.com. Yup, okay, well, put everything down. No, everything I mean to. Come on, it's time for the Ned Natter Show. And you can't miss this. Last time I stepped out for a while, away from me Florida farm. I was doing the show from a rented RV. Not bad, but not ideal either. That's right, I made it to me brother Nelson Natter's Beverley Hills wedding. Me old mum Nan Natter came along, and away from her usual antics, smoking, drinking, eating, well, that's a rough order. Sometimes she changes that, she doesn't smoke in bed. No, she drinks and snacks. Anyway, Old Nan actually made friends with someone. Yup, a first, I might say. Mind you, she doesn't get out much. Any rate, Heiner, me new sister-in-law's 101-year-old grandmother. Her name's Toshiko, which means ancient child. Well, her parents must have had a crystal ball, eh? She was an English teacher back in Japan, but, she's been living in Beverly Hills for a couple of years now. As yet, I haven't found out in which museum, but, I'll have a look into that. Anyway, Nan and her got excited about the fact they both enjoy chain smoking, sake and whiskey drinking, and knitting. Oh dear. I just hate to think how our scarf's going to turn out after a bottle or two, Crooked is an understatement. Last time I had one of her knitted creations, it looked like a 3-foot-long oven glove. And I didn't have the art to ask her what it was supposed to be. A tail warmer, that's what the wife Elsie reckoned it was. I'll leave that there. But it's not the knitting that's the real feat. Oh no, it's managing to keep an ash column on the cigarette at the time as the needles are clicking away. Then there's that set of chopsticks Toshiko handed Old Nan. Could get very confusing without a reading glass on. Also, you never know, when they might end up as a weapon either. Added to that, the new buddies are staying in touch. I just hope it's by mail. Like pen pals. Both of them as deaf as posts. A phone call will be like a screaming match. And a video conference, well, probably be banned. Still, the broomstick battle might be worthy of viral YouTube. So, the journey home to Florida was not without drama. Like most of me life actually. Oh dear. First up, I decided against taking Nan to Area 51. Despite her passion for little green men and government secrets. But I did stop for a while in Las Vegas. A bit off track, but the last time Nan visited was in 1971. So I thought, well, it's only fair for her to go again. She reckoned it hadn't changed a bit, but oh dear. Most things have changed, Nan, but on my side I decided to keep her gambling money back in 1971 prices. Just in case, I gave her $50. But I gave it to play with and, you wouldn't believe it. Worked out better than the wife Elsie's Vegas trip. Oh yeah, Old Nan came out with $2,000. Ooh. I reckon it was either witchcraft or because Nan never asked a voice from a fortune teller like Elsie. You know that Mystic Madeline? always says 7 or lucky 13. Lucky for some, eh? And after leaving Sin City, the old crow actually managed to smile for the next leg of the trip home. Our next stop was more drama though. Yup, I lost Old Nan in the Petrified Forest National Park. See, I couldn't find her in amongst the other fossils. Fortunately, me farm dog Clay managed to sniff her out. Oh no, it's not Nan's scent he follows. No, it's the smell of whiskey and nicotine on her breath. Oh dear, me farm dog Clay would fit in well with the ATF, wouldn't he? Oh. Nan had wandered off for a while and dozed off next to a fossilised tree trunk. In her case, I'd call that camouflage. Anyway, there she was, bottle in hand and wilted cigarette in the other. They say, as the crow flies. Yup, a better way to travel. I just had an old crow sitting next to me. Yup, moaning about why I wouldn't let her stay in Vegas for a week. And how much more money she could have won. You know, I'd have been happy leaving her there for good. Yup, only they wouldn't have her. After a bottle of whiskey, she had trouble pronouncing one of our cities on the way, you know, Albuquerque. So that lightened things up a bit, you know, I enjoyed watching her do that. But then she noticed the signpost to Roswell, didn't she? Oh no. If only there was really a spaceship there. Preferably one leaving for Mars that afternoon. You know, I'd have maxed out me credit card to get her a ticket. Yup, one way of course. Oh dear. Then she wanted to stop in Dallas. I think she was expecting to find nothing but a big old ranch there, you know. Never mind, Nan. What you see on TV is not always real, me dear. Our last pause was in a liquor store closer to home. Yup, Nan reminded me St. Patrick's Day was upon us, and she needed to stock up for a celebration. Old Nan reckons she's got some Irish blood, see? Yup, like 90% of the population when it comes to an excuse to party and get drunk. Every time Nan would have any Irish blood, as if she had a transfusion. And even then, it would be overwhelmed by all that alcohol. Oh dear. Then, when it comes to the actual day, she'll be singing all the Irish songs she knows. You know, like New York, New York, and Yesterday. Yep, she hasn't got a clue. But everyone thinks they can sing like a bird after a bottle or two, don't they? Yep, think karaoke, we've all heard it. Just not again and again, please. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. As I drove the last few miles, the RV was the only one still smoking. My old mum Nan had kept up her 60-a-day habit. It reminded me of how I was going to lose me deposit anyway. So I started dreaming up excuses. Anyway, when I got back, I told them the RV was parked for 2 days next to the extractor van outside a dive bar. And when we had the door open, a stray cat and dog got inside. Then the national park we stopped in had a lot of birds flying round. Well, that made up for the end, anyway. Maybe one or two of them got inside, see, you know. I didn't know whether they'd be cleaning the RV or just exercising it. They only took $100 off me deposit, you know. I guess they felt sorry for me. Or it was that old cliche, you know, a bird in the hand. Yep, they got their RV back. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Well, my lovelies, it's good to be back here in Florida on my farm. Even though my hens have stopped laying, yep, they miss me and fret at the sight of Ding Dang, my farmhand. Stealing the odd hen from me farm is his version of hunting. The wife Elsie also makes them nervous, yep, particularly when she smiles at him. Things get worse all of a sudden. She looks like a dead anglerfish. Yep, it's a terrifying sight. All sharp teeth and blubbery gills. Then she goes and lets that little rat dog Ned off the leash. Me namesake. Small dogs, you know what they're like. Have something to prove, don't they? And he's no exception. All bark and little nips. Unfortunately, unlike me, the poor old hens don't have steel toe-cap boots to fend him off. Her pet pig is another story. Ned Jr. is his name. He's the opposite. He's got so fat he can't move very well. In fact, only the wife has trouble keeping up with him now. Poor old mucker's been on our Elsie's leftovers and handouts. Oh, not exactly what you call elf food, eh? Added to that, she's probably turned the poor piggy into a cannibal by now. Me dog Clay's happy to be back on the farm. He no longer needs a muzzle and can dodge Nan quite easily. Whilst me young cat Charles, oh dear, well, he's up on the barn roof again. See, he's losing his fur. Every time he sees me daughter young Dolly's pet ram, but it stands on end, see? No, it's fur, not the ram. As you know, me lovely vegan neighbour young Alice has been inviting me over to her farm for coffee and vegan cake once a week. Well, I wandered over to see her and catch up. The first thing she said was how she'd got a Valentine's card. Yup, mine. A month late. And how the mail's so slow round here. Oh dear, she didn't know about our Elsie getting it first. She must have sent it on, but she never said a word to me. Then Alice reminded me it's soon the vernal equinox, and she'll be sowing seeds in her garden. I had to think about that one. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Well, my lovelies, as you know, I'm always getting nice messages from you, my listeners, but from time to time I get an odd question too, and I'm featuring them in my shows. But now I've kind of merged them with my Agony Uncle feature. Well, oh dear, the questions still pouring in. So I'm including them again, as I say, and a few will make you really think, I can tell you. I've got it all here on the Ned Natter Show. Right then, well, let's have a look. The first of my agony questions comes from Wilbur Wilkinson in Wyoming. He says that his wife is planning to run off and spend months in the attic with another woman. She read, you see, somewhere about 2 women from Norway who've successfully lived without men in the attic for a whole year. And he's asking me, what should he do? Well, let me be honest with you, Wilbur, I'd say that sounds like a dream come true. Mind you, I'm a bit biased, aren't I there? But first up, I'd like to know if your missus has chosen a partner for her expedition yet. If not, I'd really like to recommend she take me wife Elsie. Yep, she could do with a vacation, and a year in the attic sounds just great. She's always complaining about the sticky heat of Florida, and around here she's the cause of most of it. And on your point about what you should do, Wilbur, well, I'd let her go. And don't forget to keep me in the loop and let me know if she needs a partner. My second question comes from Arthur in Amarillo. He's worried about snow. He reckons it doesn't melt. Oh dear. Him and his neighbours have been setting the snow alight. And it doesn't melt, just burns, he says. Well, I read up on this, Arthur, and it's another conspiracy theory, ain't it? Oh dear. I'm sure me political pundit neighbour Old Rush will have something to say about this one. Though fake or otherwise, But the thing I don't understand, Arthur, is if it's fake, why is it so damn cold? Added to that, you'll be able to make fake snowball fights and those snowmen, won't you? Yeah. Or if you're PC, of course, snow people. Next is Neville in northern Nevada. He says his pet parrot, Polly, well, I have to say that's an original name, Neville. Especially when you tell me it's a 20-year-old male. It continually squawks the numbers 11 and 19. And Neville thinks it could be an omen. And wants to know if he should drive south to Las Vegas and put some money on them numbers, you know. Well, it might be an omen to you, Neville, but on the other hand, maybe your pet parrot is trying to trick you. Yep, con you, and punish you for naming him Polly. Last up, this time I've got a weird question, and it bothers me in more ways than one. It comes from Julie in Jackson, Mississippi. That's right, double S, double P. That's how I remember it. Anyway, Julie wants to ask me about chemicals in our food today. See, there's the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. She reckons a pesticide already banned in some countries is still sprayed on most apples, and this puts them way up in the Dirty Dozen list. Well, yep, it affects the brains and intellect of children in particular. Funny, I never knew me farmhand Ding Dang ate apples. Anyway, she says it can cause developmental problems, but she's asking me if I think the problem could be coming from elsewhere. Well, Julie, I don't know about bearing in mind, kids who always used to bring an apple to school, didn't they? For teacher. Makes you wonder who might have the problem, eh? This is Ned Natter here, the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. I've got my new feature again this week. It's called Anomalies from Around the World. And no, I'm not talking about myself. This week, it's from Spain. It's called Tomatina. Yep, they throw tomatoes at each other. Thousands of them. Like snowballs, only it looks like a bleeding bloodbath afterwards. Well, it could be worse. Eggs. Yep. That'd be serious, wouldn't it? Especially rotten ones. We get a few here on the farm. They slip through the cracks. Oh dear. I think my farmhand Ding Dang is one of them. By the way, I mentioned him because he's moved into me blind neighbour Old Lonnie's abandoned trailer. And as you know, Lonnie's settled in well. My newest neighbour, old Fred. Oh dear. Now, I just hope Ding Dang doesn't go out renting space to any of his dubious family members. It's just, they're up to all kinds of criminality, Yep. They're not the Breaking Bad generation. Oh, no. They're already broken. It's Ned Natter here, the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Rush, me neighbour, and part-time incontinent political commentating neighbour had always got something to say, and now he's more confident about chatting away since he's got that porta potty in his front yard. He heard me mention the note I'd received from Arthur in Amarillo, Texas. The one about the snow. Well, Rush reckons the Democrats and their rich funders are responsible for putting snow all around the planet. Yep, he actually believes that, Last year it was fake news, now it's fake snow, Ned, he says. They're trying to sink us at every turn and turn us into a socialist nation, he says. Oh dear. Rush reckons you can buy snow that don't melt on the internet, and it's cheaper than you think. Then he had to go as usual. Oh well. At least we don't get snow in Florida. Yep, not even the real stuff. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Obviously you'll recall how my long lost relative Skip Natter showed up unexpectedly at the farm, on the run. Well, Skip doesn't hang about. He's been reading for a change, and this time it's about horoscopes. He found a little list of signs where they tell you what the hot buttons are for various folks. So now Skip's got a new plan. It's called swindling by sign. Yup, he finds out their date of birth and then talks them into something. As you know, he's already conned me farmhand Ding Dang. But he's the only person Skip couldn't work his new magic on. Nobody knows Ding's date of birth. Yep, not even him. So far, young Skip is testing it around the farm. But I'm one up on him. He's not going to pull that one on me. I know his games. But the wife, Elsie, has already lent him money when I was away. Old Nan has now given him 200 cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey, whilst me daughter, young Dolly, has been handing him 3 eggs a day. I think it's time I called them, them Crime Stoppers, the hotline, and arranged for someone to collect him. By the way, Skip Natter's reminded me of another con man. That's right, the agent 50% has lined me up with a new ad this week. Well, it's kind of topical, so here goes me lovelies. Are you always in a hurry? The parking lot's full and there's only one space right next to the store? Yup, but it's reserved for disabled parking only. Well, now it's time to get faster by renting slow. Sure, from the same folks that brought you Rent a Bride, you can now rent a slow senior. Each one comes with their very own disabled parking permit, and that convenient space is yours to own. Just think, you're giving someone, a needy person, that is a day out in the bargain. What a guilt-free offer we're giving you here. Visit us today, grabthatspacenow.org, or call us on 1-900 SOMO. Call us now. Ooh. I never park close to the store. I want to get away and hurry, see? I can't wait to leave. On the other hand, to make things easier now, the wife Elsie is always arranging a pickup. Yup. Well, it's all the rage, innit? Well, it's the only way I can carry her to the store now. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can always find me in my shows at nednatter.com. Whichever way you dice it, the Ned Natter Show is unpasteurised, unfiltered, and hard work. But I love doing it. Well, that's all me lovelies, and on that note I better go. So until next time, I'm Ned Natter. Just remember, farmers are getting older, some more than others. It's time some new blood came down on the farm and gave us an hand. Shite matters. Without us, you wouldn't have anything to eat. Without me, your Wednesdays wouldn't be so much fun. In the meantime, you can find me in my shows at nednatter.com along with them social media links. Come by and say hi. You can also find all my shows on YouTube now, so you can subscribe there if you like. Thanks so much for listening. It's been a pleasure chatting with you again, and I hope you'll join me on the Ned Natter Show again soon. So until next time, keep a smile on your face, think positive, and don't sweat the small stuff. The grass is not always greener on the other side. It might just be a freeway. Goodbye, my lovelies.